Hello everyone, my name is Sage and welcome to a new episode of my Cassette Beasts playthrough here on YouTube. Today we're gonna do some main questing, maybe something else as well. We'll see where the adventures takes us today. At least we're gonna get started with the new main quest, which is called Take Me On, where we need to go find the outpost in the park area to sign up with the rangers. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. So after running around a while, I do find my way to this outpost building. We still have a couple of guys who wants to fight us before we access the building, so let's get these guys beaten. On the way here, I did a lot of fighting against these, people who wanted to fight me in the wilderness, and I explored some places, found a little cavern as well, and got some item out of there. Found some tapes actually, if I remember correctly. But it wasn't really that much of a noteworthy things, so I decided not to show them here. I just wanted to focus on getting in the actual objective as quick as possible. But my monsters have been leveled up quite nicely from all the battles that I've done. I have learned a lot of new techniques as well to them. For example, my sheep magician guy here has learned this new attack, Shooting Star, which is pretty good and strong move, so it's very nice to be able to do some good damage with that. The other trainer before the outpost was a little bit more difficult. He had, or she had, two of these beasts, cassette beasts, or tapes, with her, so it was actually a little bit tougher fight. My siren monster almost went down, but we were still able to get the victory through from here as well. And now we are able to enter the base itself, and let's have a little bit of chat with this important looking character.
Well... Haha. Archangels.
All right.
Huh? Hahaha. Right.
Alright, so we got a new update for the quest, and it's just actually telling us to go fight these ranger captains to move forward. So it kind of sounds like these guys are, what you could say, equivalent to the gym leaders of the Pokémon games, where one of the objectives, at least in the game, is to beat all of these guys, to be able to then fully join the rangers. These other NPCs in this building didn't really have much interesting to say, so let's just move on and see what we want to do next. Next, I actually return closer to Harbor Town, because we still had one side quest regarding this bomb creature, where it was mentioned that there are these monsters roaming around this specific area. So I decided I still want to try to see if I record one of these beasts, does it complete the side mission. So that's why I went into this fight. We take out the snake guy out real quickly, and then we can start trying to, record this bomb guy. Now that I have found more tapes to myself, I can actually try this again. So I'll just find the basic tape here and start to beginning the recording of it. Then try to, do a little bit damage against it with my other monster. So we can, again, higher up the chances to catch it actually. And we did actually good damage with just a single smack attack, which is good, because we didn't want to one-shot it down anyway. And we actually got the 100% chance to now record this beast. So we're gonna actually be able to get it without any chance of failure. And thus I do learn that that also completes the side quest about that. Also, we just got this new cool monster to add to our party. We didn't have any of these fire element beasts yet, so I guess it's pretty good to have one of those as well as a variety. Then we just take out the little guy itself and are able to then move on and see then what we want to do. I think I'm gonna return to Harbor Town at least for a little bit to figure out my next steps. At the Harbor Town I also actually learned that this Clemens character here sells actually pretty good items, healing items, and even the basic tapes as well. I thought they were not able to be bought at all from any merchant in this game, but actually you can get them from here. And it's also good to know that you can get some healing items and all other kinds of stuff from here as well. So it's gonna help me out when I'm exploring outside the wilderness. This NPC also has a rumor for us about a monster wearing diving gear. And that also gives us a new area to go to explore if we want to go after that rumor at some point. We also found another NPC with a rumor about a metal woman in Eastham Woods. So we also unlock another rumor, and then up here we actually also have a guy who actually have a mission for us. This guy kinda looks like, sounds like that he is equivalent of a Pokemon professor in this game. He wants us to find different kind of monsters and bring, record them and then return to him to report. I think he can then kind of get some information about those beasts to himself, so he will also give us here one mission to go find a specific monster, and I later on learned that he will give you more of these quests as you return to him time to time whenever you have recorded the requested monster. And I don't know how many of these quests this guy will have, but at least probably couple. On the Hunt is the name of the first quest here. Want to find us a fanged creature that is cropped on a skull, which at the moment I didn't realize which monster that actually means, but I will figure it out in time. One last rumor we found is from this NPC talking about this monster that dashes out like something. something. Fiery Dash is the name for this one. It's located in the Autumn Hill. Next I decided to go check out the quest to locate the Spring Heel monster and see if I can catch that. After a while for searching I do find one. I get it actually recorded with the 1% chance again, so we successfully get it without any failures and also are able to add this thing into our party. Well, actually not quite the party, because at the moment my party is actually full. So this one will be sent to a I don't know what it was actually called, but it's a same kind of thing as PCs in the Pokemon. In this game actually you can access it any time you want. Yeah, tape storage was the name of it. And you can actually access it in anywhere you are, which is also something that you can do in the modern Pokemon games, at least in the Scarlet and Violet. But it's still something that is missing from the older Pokemon games. So I think it's really nice quality of life option to have in these types of monster capturing games, that you can access your monsters anytime you want. Next I decide I'm gonna go and try to find this fanged creature perched on a skull. Based on that description I think I should be able to recognize the monster. The professor guy didn't give us like too much of a accurate description, or I mean I guess that's an accurate description, but it's not still mentioning the name of the creature, for example, so finding it might still be a bit tricky, but we shall at least try. On my explorations though I get a bit distracted and actually solve this puzzle that I was able to see with these stones, and that actually unlocked us some kind of place. And actually quite surprisingly I found another train station, so this is very similar looking thing that we found with the Kaylee. I think it was already in the first episode. We also have this interesting looking crab with a hat. I suppose that's what this thing could be, so let's have a chat with him.
Hey!
And here we actually get some kind of tutorial, I guess you could say, about the fast travel. Fast travel can be activated on these train stations, it seems. And we can see that these train stations work as kind of these fast travel points that where you can fast travel onto. So that's why I guess we haven't been able to use the fast travel in the past, because we haven't, you know, gotten this information yet. But now that we got the information, we can actually go about and see how do we get this train station working. So at the right side of the train station we see this kind of a red box that seems to be needing some kind of item to get it working. And here on the left side, at first glance I don't notice anything yet, but then I see that there actually might be a way to go if I actually go up here. And alas, I do find this narrow hallway which leads us into this some completely new area. There's also gate kind of blocking our way there. But then I found these buttons here, and it looks like that, hey, I can probably put these boxes on top of these and then be able to maybe open the gate. So I get one more box and put it here in the middle piece and then get on one of them myself, and alas, that actually already opens the gate. So now we can head in there and see what we can find. And as we enter in, we find ourselves in something that looks like a bit of like a mining facility, like this mining cave. Here I find a box that I can use to go a little bit backwards to put this on top of a button that will activate the elevator on the left. And up here we find a green button that will open us way to actually move forward. So without further ado, I'll just glide my way down here and see what lies in this new area that we just unlocked. Here we have a little bit more puzzling to do. Push this button to activate this platform there, so we can get up there and activate the next button. It's a lot of just, you know, going around and pressing some buttons. Nothing too complicated in that sense, but you know, just maybe a little bit tedious if anything else. This will then unlock us this kind of a bridge, I guess you could say, so we can move on a little bit further again. And alas, there's another green button for us to push. So yeah, nothing super complicated, pretty simple, just go click the next button. And this button unlocks this chest. So we can now go and see what actually is in the chest, because other than that there's really nothing else here. And it was surprisingly actually a fight, which is very weird because I didn't know a chest could be this. I guess you could say it's a trap, or maybe it's just a monster that is guarding the chest. Well, whether or not, I was fearing this might be some sort of like super difficult fight, because this could hint that the chest includes some very important item. But in the end, taking out this guardian or whatever it is, it wasn't too bad to take it out and just get the win quite easily. We got a little bit of loot out of that, and the item that we get is a machine part. Now this looks like this would be the item that we need to put into that red box we saw on the right side of the train station. So we return back to the train station and go right to the white box, and then we can actually, as said, put the machine part in it, and that apparently did something because we got a train ticket out of that now. And with this train ticket we can actually go here, what seems to be an entrance to the train area itself, and we can actually put this ticket into this machine, and that will open us a path forward. So without further ado, let's just head in and see what the heck do we find here then.
Huh?
Now Eugene is sensing something dangerous apparently, which seems kind of scary. I think I might have stepped into something I maybe should not have gone, at least yet, because this is exactly like the area where we fought the first Archangel in the first episode. So could it be possible that we accidentally just stepped into a lair of another one? Well, this train arrives here, and after we wait a little while, that thing does not look like a normal monster, so I fear that we have actually just found a new Archangel. Now this is a fight where I definitely struggled a bit. Archangel Popetox appears before us, summons these two small looking puppet things on his side, and first I did not realize that actually I am not supposed to attack those puppet things. First I thought I'm gonna take out these extras out as quickly as possible so I can then just focus on to the boss itself, but that actually is a mistake, because these puppets actually works like a voodoo dolls, I guess you could say. And also they switch place in each turn. When I attack one of these puppet things, they actually deal damage back to my beasts or monsters. So in that sense, it is definitely not a good idea to attack them at all, but just only focus on the boss itself. And at this point, I didn't even realize yet that how does the movement work between those puppets and the boss itself? Is it random or is it somehow, you know, kind of in a sense that you can predict where the boss could be moving? At this point, I said I'm still not figuring it out, that I'm not supposed to attack these puppets. But actually, the way you can tell where the boss is about to move is that kind of a headlight that is coming out of the roof of this place, I think. Where that light is shining on the enemy side tells where the boss is moving in the next turn. But yeah, it just definitely took me a little while to figure that out. I'm gonna show you the whole fight here, just to, you know, see how it went. But as you can see there, I did attack the puppet, and instead of the puppet taking damage, my sheep guy took the damage. And as you can see, the boss deals a lot of damage, which is definitely not a good thing. So I'm already struggling a bit here, and I'm not telling you did I beat this on the first try yet. Did I have to do multiple attempts? You shall find out here with me now. But as said, my guys are definitely very low on HP. And at the moment I really don't have any healing techniques either for my beasts, so I'm kind of just relying on, you know, my healing items that I have, which I do not have that many, because you can only carry 5 of those rewind items with you, at least for the time being. I don't know, can it be upgraded at some point later in the game, but for the time being I can only have 5 of those with me when I explore around, so you can kind of run out of them quickly when you are facing off a difficult fight like this. But here I noticed, yeah, I just have to focus on the boss itself and just kind of, you know, planning out my moves. And I already know that I'll have to, you know, sacrifice some of my beasts in this fight, that's for sure, because, you know, it's just so difficult fight and I cannot be just wasting all my healing items. As you can see, I don't have many left anymore anyway. But I decided that, yeah, my sheep is probably a pretty good character to use, and I can use the elemental wall to protect my snake guy a little bit as well from the attacks, which is very good. And at this turn, the enemy actually stole one of my APs and then did a lot of damage, which the elemental wall actually blocked quite well for the snake at least. And now the Popetox is actually on kind of all charged up with that, with the, I guess there are action points for the archangels as well. As you can see, the purple meter under his health meter is fully charged up, and there's going to be like a very strong move coming. But here at least I kind of at least figured out that, yeah, I have to attack the place where the headlight is pointing to attack the boss. So I decided to, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, attack, do as much damage as I can. Revenge strike does some damage, then we get the shooting star here for a little damage as well. And here we get another AP steal, first thing first from the boss. It takes some poison damage, which is nice. And this feedback just takes out my sheep guy immediately, and also my snake guy. So it was a very strong attack that took both of my beasts out. But yeah, thankfully I have full team at least with me. Of course, not all my team are so strong as the other ones. I definitely lost my strongest beasts right off the bat there, because they were only ones who had been remixed to stronger forms. So now I have to make a do with what I have. I have this very defensive lion guy here that can help out with the defense a little bit, and Siren can hopefully do some good damage. AP steal thing does feel a bit annoying, you know, but it's good thing that we got this boss at least poisoned, so it's taking some poison damage constantly. I do the dodge to get some evasion up for my Siren guy, hoping that, you know, we can evade some upcoming attacks as we, you know, move on. Then I'm gonna try for the call for help to try to get an ally to come in and help us. And here I think I'll just, you know, go with the leads to the boss, because it will actually suck up some HP out of the boss and give it to my own monsters. So it's like a lead seed, but it's a pretty good lead seed, because it actually heals both of my guys up every turn. The HP recovery is not that huge, but it might make a little difference, you know, in a tight situation. Unfortunately, I failed with the call for help, with my Siren guy, so I couldn't get an extra ally to help me in this fight. I don't know, does it fail always in these boss fights, or what's the case? And I cannot even use my Sonic Boom attack here, honestly, because it attacks all the enemies, so that means it attacks the effigies as well, and then my own guys just take extra damage, which is really not a good thing at all. Next, it's gonna try to do some trip shenanigans, which is not really the end of the world, and as we can see, the leech heals us a little bit. But of course, it's not enough to save the Siren if any attacks hit her, because she's so low on HP. Thankfully, the evasion up helped us there, and she did not take any damage on that turn. We got the elemental wall up now to protect Siren a little while, and also we failed another call for help, which is very unfortunate. Because as you can say, I don't have much attacks to attack with. I can basically just go with the speed at the moment to attack only the boss itself. And here I am checking out my snooze spore technique, but it has a very low accuracy, only 50% chance to hit the enemy. So putting this boss to sleep is probably pretty unlikely outcome to come if I try even that. I'm still tinkering here that should I attack or do I have any like defensive options I could do. Then I'm thinking, hey, I could put the elemental ball up to my other beast as well. Poppetox get to attack here first, and yeah, we take a lot of damage from it. We do get the leech damage though first. The poison has already worn out, so it's not taking any more poison damage at the moment. We do the spit just for a small amount of damage. My elemental wall actually failed, which is very unfortunately. I don't know if it's the case that you can only have one of them up at a time, or maybe I was just too low on HP, because the Poppetox definitely wrecked my HP very well before I was able to even try to do the elemental wall. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna try to do that with my Siren guy, because you know, maybe the Siren has enough HP that it can be pulled off. I also healed up the Lion guy. There's the AP steal again from the Poppetox, and the feedback is the strong charge that move it was able to pull off again, and it definitely takes out the Siren. Thankfully the other beast actually survives, so it doesn't take both of my beasts out in one go. Now I only have the fire little puppy there, and then I have the plastic type monster with very low HP, because I hadn't healed my team fully before this fight. Because I said I was not expecting to run into this fight without any kind of a, chance to prep up. So yeah, things are a little bit dire, but we are gonna try our best. We do this fire attack and get the burn, which should get some burn damage going, as so. Then another trip to lower our speed, which is, it is what it is. I was not expecting to outspeed this boss anyway that much. We are very close to winning though, as you can see, and actually this little guy actually has priority moves, which is very nice, because that means it can attack before the boss even if the speed is lowered. And so I go with this what seems to be kind of a quick attack of this game. It did a little bit of damage, and then the freaking Poppetox just takes out my dog. Unfortunate, but it went still down to residual damage, and with that we barely get the win. Ooh, that was a very close fight. So that happened. A random guy just showed up and sucked up the Archangel to somewhere. What the heck? But for now, let's return to the harbor town to rest ourselves and collect our thoughts. Well, thus the one of the Archangel has been beaten, and yeah, now we just left to all of the other quests we still have here on our quest list. But we're gonna continue on solving these quests one by one on the next episode. That's going to be all for today. Thank you for watching this episode of my Cassette Beasts playthrough. If you enjoyed this part, remember to like the video, comment down any thoughts you might have below in the comment field about the game, or if you have any other comments in mind, let me know. And of course, if you're new viewer here, remember to subscribe to support the channel. And as always, I will see you all with the future videos. For now, it's bye bye.